Alright guys, I'm Zed for me, and what I wanted to do today was to basically do a follow-up to yesterday's video with the Camry headlights. So one thing that you couldn't really see in the dark was that I actually have fog lights, and today what I did was I actually swapped out the bulbs, and now they are LED as well, so you can kind of see them. I put the yellow film over it in order to make the yellow color, and I think it came out pretty well. So what I'm going to do is just show it to you guys. So if we take a look now, I think it looks really good. Call me a ricer, but to each his own, right? I wanted to get these yellow fog lights for my car, and so that's what I have now. So speaking of fog lights, moving on to the next stage of these aux beam LED conversion lights. Oh yeah, you can also see how nice it looks on the high beams over here. Same thing on the other side. But the next thing that I was going to do is make sure that I did it to the Z4 as well. So I already started one side of the fog lights for the Z4. Let's lock that up. Let's go take a look at it. Got my new license plate for the Z4. Super happy. Alright, so let's take a look. So in order to turn on the fog lights, you actually have to have the headlights on as well. So this side over here is the LED conversion already, whereas the other side over here is still the halogens. So because the halogens start off as a yellower color to begin with, you can see that the fog lights are definitely darker on this side and they're more golden, whereas on this side they're more yellow. The way that I was able to achieve this really deep golden color is to have some tint on the fog lights. So eventually I think I'm going to remove this tint, and same thing on this side, to remove the tint, and I'm sure the light will still be just as yellow. Whereas when the lights are off, you won't actually be able to see that the fog lights are yellow. So what I'm going to do is shut this off after I move the wheel all the way to the left so that I can change the bulb on the other side as well. Alright. No power steering when the car is off, but that's fine. Let's turn that off and switch out the bulb on the passenger side. It's really easy. Let me get the lights. It's actually really easy to switch the bulbs. All you have to do is look back here. I just use my key because it makes it very easy. But all you have to do is turn these so that you can gain access to the actual bulb. If your key doesn't work, you can always use a quarter. Let me get that cover off with two hands and I'll get back to you. Alright, so after you turn this tab and this tab over here, you'll be able to actually reach in and take out the old bulb. So let me do that right now. Super simple. I'm going to grab out the bulb as well as the connector. So this is the bulb right here. This is an H11 bulb. So I'm just going to disconnect it. Very simple. Just grab onto the two tabs on both sides. It comes right out. Let's get the new bulb. Alright, so this is the new bulb. It has a really large heat sink. It's the same one that's in the Camry, which also uses H11 for the fog lights. Those fog lights were actually custom too. I took them from a 2005 Accord Coupe and modified it so that it would fit my bumper. But these bulbs, they're from aux beam, and each one of them or 30 watts. And as you could see from earlier in the video, they look great. So I always like to connect the bulb first because it's kind of hard to reach back there. So let's have these bulbs connected. Perfect. And I'm just going to slide my hand in there and fit the bulb by feel, or you could look up in the front over here to make sure that you're putting the bulb into the hole. Alright, there we go. And just twist it and it'll fall and it'll slide right into place. All done. So just to put the connector back into there and use a quarter, or in my case I've just used a little piece of metal in order to actually lock the tab back in. Easy. Top and bottom. Alright, so let me show you the final product. Let me turn off the garage lights. I'm also going to be switching out the headlight bulbs, both the low beams and the high beams on this Z4, but that'll be a video for another day. That there, as you can see, is the headlights. So the HIDs, they take a little bit of time to warm up, so that's one of the reasons why I'm switching over to LEDs. And the fact of the matter is, every time I start the car in here, the headlights turn on very briefly. Then when I pull out, because they're automatic headlights, they turn off. So that's just a lot of cycles of running the HIDs. The LEDs will definitely handle having more on and off quick cycles than the HIDs can handle. So here we go. Here are the fog lights. Beautiful. As you can see, they're actually functional fog lights. These fog lights came from the factory, and they definitely look good. I know a lot of people don't really like having yellow fog lights. They think it's ricer, but like I said in the beginning of the video, this is my car, and honestly, I really like the look of it. So I'm definitely going to keep them. What I am probably going to do, though, is take off the tint film off of the fog lights so that it won't look like they're yellow fog lights when the lights are off. But then when you turn them on, I'm just going to add the tint film onto the actual bulbs, and as a result, they will actually be yellow fog lights without it looking like they are. So that's basically it for today's video. It was just the fog lights on the Camry as well as the Z4. In the next video, we'll be doing the complete headlight conversion, high beams and the low beams, for this BMW Z4. One thing to note is that these projectors are actually already upgraded from factory. So as you can see here, they have a very good cutoff line, whereas factory, they were halogens and the cutoff line was very obscured. Here, as you can see, reflection off of the washing machine, the line is very, very clear, and that's something that is not too hard to do. So when I actually show you guys how to change the bulbs here with the aux beam LEDs, I'll also show you the projectors and how to actually fit them in. So that's it for today's video. If you guys have any questions, definitely let me know in the comments below. I'll leave in the description below where you can get these LED bulbs, and I'll see you guys in the next one.